Freshman year in high school, alone in the science lab with a friend, we compare notes on our childhoods. She talks about how her dad isn't in her life, and I realize even though I see him every week or so, mine's not there for me either. Not in a way that counts. My father can't seem to be bothered too much. I live with my grandparents, my father parents, but he doesn't live with us. I live with my grandparents, my father's parents, but he doesn't live with us. My mother works as a truck driver on long distance routes. Even though she's gone for a lot of my childhood, I know she's doing things to better the family. For a while, my father comes by a few times a week, but as I get older, his visits get less frequent. My grandmother tells me that's just who he is. She teaches me to just keep moving in life. My grandfather and I don't talk about my father much, but I know he agrees with my increasingly bad opinion of him. I never talk to my father about my feelings without him invalidating them, always making it about himself. He always makes a big deal about money and uses it as leverage. One day he tells me he needs to use my car because his car needs to be repaired. I tell him, I understand that you pay for my car insurance, but I need my car to go to work. Is there any way for you to have a ride to work? He says, your work isn't as important as my work. It goes back and forth like this until he puts a stop to the conversation, saying, well, let's see if you have insurance in the morning. The older I get, the more my father criticizes everything about me. My skin better not be ashy. My hair better look good. I'm supposed to be a reflection of him, of his value. But then in high school, I meet a person who sees me and does not make it about them, a person who becomes a support for me. I don't want to be around them at first. They bring in something so unfamiliar, it feels risky. I've blocked out so many emotions and they're bringing in light. I can't relax and trust it at first, but they're okay with that. They let me take my time and express myself, and not once do they threaten to leave. I become thankful. I become happy. Senior year, I'm nominated for a scholarship, a full tuition scholarship that would take me to a college that has everything I want in my post secondary education: psychology, film, a small community, and activism. I'm excited and nervous because so many students get nominated. Kids from my school, from my county, some from wealthy neighborhoods. And at the moment, all I feel is me, a little girl who dreams big but feels low, like the gutter low, like T-Pain, Shawty got low, 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 like below sea level low. It takes months of getting from one interview to the next. I see people in my school not make it to the next round, and they are good students, so I don't know why. There are people from school and from work who all want the best for me, but this just adds more pressure. My SAT scores aren't even high, just above average. Sometimes I get good grades, other times I think I'm just not that smart. That's how this application process makes me feel, how my father makes me feel. Average, only good enough to be noticed, but never grasping his full attention. Inside, I am ripping and running. I'm stressed and constantly downing myself because how in the world could I get this scholarship? There are even people from school and work wanting the best for me, and that just adds more pressure. I've never gotten anything that was amazing in life. More interviews, and I'm getting closer to my goal. I think about the students who made it before me. They had interesting stories. Does mine qualify as an interesting story? In the second round, I need my father because I have to fill out my financial aid forms. I don't even know what a W-9 is or how taxes work. He complains the whole time, saying that it's all too much. I keep it together because only one of us could afford the luxury of being a child. There are 10 spots available for the school, and I wanted to be in one of those spots, to be in the spotlight, to be recognized. I make it to the final round and I'm nervous because there are good kids here with awards and long research projects and involved in sports. All I did was work, volunteer clubs, academics, and theater. I thought I was doing everything to impress my father, everything to impress everyone else, to keep a genuine smile thrown at me. I wanted someone to look at me and be happy and not mention my faults as a person. Could it be that I was doing it all for that girl who dreamt big but felt low? And in all this time, my partner lets me rant and cry on their shoulder, and they don't even get frustrated with me once. They give me the space to let everything out and then tell me that my feelings are valid and I deserve to be loved unconditionally. Finally, I get the call that I won the scholarship. My whole world stops. I will be leaving for New York to start my new life away from home. I'm going to be leaving for New York to start my new life away from home. Like, I scream on the phone because I'm happy to earn something so valuable, something that feels similar to that genuine smile I've been waiting my whole life to catch. I always felt so undeserving of everything, average, just barely noticeable. But I don't need validation from my father anymore. I can tell myself what I need to hear. I'm talking to you, Kira, that girl who dreams big, who always felt so low, the girl I encounter every day because it was your decisions that got me here. You learned how to fill your hopes up, to believe you were special. You reached out for what you wanted again and again, even though your hand had been slapped away many times before. You are that person who deserves to follow your dreams, and I will not let you go unnoticed again.
Woo! Yeah.
Woo!